Good morning, everyone. Okay, that echo's going to bother me. Okay. I'd like to call this voting meeting of the House Aging and Older Adult Services Committee to order. Stephanie, could you please take the roll?
Chair Madden,
Here.
Representatives Benham, Borowski, Carroll,
Designation.
Serrato,
Designation.
Gogenauer,
Designation.
Harris,
Designation.
Khan,
Here on Teams.
Kozorowski,
Designation.
Parker,
I can't hear you, Steph.
Parker,
Designation.
Powell,
Designation.
Prokopiak, Rivera, Smith-Waddell,
Designation.
Chair Menser,
Here.
Representatives Brown, Gleim, Jones,
Designation.
Kozak,
Designation.
Labs,
Designation.
Marcel,
Designation.
Nelson,
Designation.
Pugh, Rosal, Schlegel,
Designation.
and Stair. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Stephanie. The chair calls up House Bill 1528, printer's number 1785. Chuck, could you please explain the bill?
Yes, House Bill 1528, offered by Representatives Madden, Menser, Serrato, and Brown, establishes the Grand Family Assistance Program to provide grants to the local area agencies on aging to be distributed to grandparents who qualify for the program. To qualify for the program, a grandparent must reside in the Commonwealth and serve as the primary caregiver for their grandchild while the child's parent actively participates in an opioid use disorder treatment program. In short, the program will provide one-time grants to the AAAs to provide financial assistance to grand families for the reimbursement of eligible expenses. The local AAAs will assist individuals with completing grant applications and submit completed applications to the Department of Aging for review and approval. Eligible expenses are those that are directly related to the care of a grandchild when the grandchild's parent is actively participating in the disorder treatment program. Eligible expenses do not include any expense that is otherwise reimbursed, including payments received from the parent or an agency of the federal, state, or county government. As written, the bill will be funded through DDAP's portion of the Opioid Settlement Fund. There will be a forthcoming amendment that we are currently working on to file on the floor, and DDAP and the Department of Aging are both working with both Chair Madden and Chair Menser's office on that agreed-to language. The bill is supported by a host of groups, including the Center for the Advocacy for the Rights and Interests of Elders, the PA Association of Area Agencies on Aging, and AARP Pennsylvania. And there is no known opposition.
Thank you, Chuck. I'd like to say that this is a full circle moment for me, this bill. I started as a freshman, and as most freshmen do, I was on the Children and Youth Committee. And one of the first informational hearings that really stayed with me was grandparents raising grandchildren hearing. And there were grandparents there who were testifying, and they talked about having put enough money away to retire, and they didn't factor in diapers, and they didn't factor in formula, and they didn't factor in play dates and pediatrician appointments. And as their children struggled with opioid use disorder to get clean, they were trying to do the best that they could to keep their families intact, right? And they need help. And fast forward to 2025, and we have an opioid epidemic. And a great portion of that burden is on grandparents raising grandchildren. So this bill that would give them a stipend, that would help them in some way with diapers or formula or, co-payments, anything that they have that they didn't count on will be a huge help. And I was a young girl from the time I was 6 months old, raised by my grandmother and my father. And we didn't think about it then. We didn't think about a caucus of grandparents raising grandchildren, right? I got clothing from the church. I got food from the church. They let me go to school at 4 years old to give my grandmother a respite from taking care of me, even though my birthday is in December. And it took a village, right? It took a village to raise a young girl, 2 young girls with a single father and a grandmother. And all of these decades later, to be in this position, to pay that back, to give somebody some respite, and to make people understand that we understand what you're going through and we have your back is just really, I'm honored to be able to do this. I'm mostly honored that this is a bipartisan bill, and it shouldn't have any trouble going through to help grandparents. And I'm going to turn it over to Chair Menser.
Thank you, Chair Madden. My comments are brief. I'm fully supportive of the bill. I was at a reunion this past weekend, and one of my friends from high school is in that situation, raising a 9-year-old. So they could all use the support and the help of anything we can provide. So thank you.
Thank you. And Rep. Brown, would you like to speak on the bill?
Yes, thank you, Chairwoman. And I'm especially thankful to you for bringing this bill forth in a bipartisan manner. You know, in the state of PA, we have about 83,000 grandparents raising grandchildren, and that amounts to about 260,000 children being raised by their grandparents. And these are some of what should be the best years of our seniors' lives. And they very well may still be raising their grandchildren, but we'd like them to do it with ease. So I'm so thankful that I was able to help co-prime this bill because I think it's vital for our seniors. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Gleim?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just had a question about the policy. On page 3B1, it says, in addition to any money appropriated from another fund or account to the department, what other fund or account would that be?
That's a great question. The intent for that line was to say that we weren't locking it in just for the opioid settlement funds, that it could be using, if there are general funds or any other funds that may come available in the future, that those could be used as well. But the intent was to take it from that opioid settlement fund as the primary fund.
Okay, and then could you also kind of, I know you don't have it in front of you, there's an amendment coming on the floor, but could you just give us, is it technical in nature, or is there an amendment that we need to know about?
It's not going to be technical in nature. It's right now our offices, both Chair Menser and Chair Madden's offices, are in talks with the admin and the departments, and we're just trying to iron out some of those issues. Right now, it'll just need to flesh out what how the AAAs do go around doing the work of the program.
Also, if I'm correct, Chuck, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, there are different pots of money for the opioid settlement, correct? They go different places. And I can tell you, I've been hearing from our county commissioners, one of them, a former colleague of yours, former Representative David Parker, is now a Monroe County Commissioner, and we've been working very closely together to find ways to spend the money that the counties are getting out of the opioid settlement fund. So we're pretty confident that we're going to be able to fund this through the opioid settlement fund, through the different pots of money that there are within that fund. Representative Pugh, did you have a comment?
I do. Thank you, Chairman. And thank you for bringing this bill forward. This is a very, very big deal inside of my district also. One thing I'd like to say, especially coming off of the opioid settlement funds, we deal with the same thing in our county. We can't spend it fast enough, and there's only so much Narcan you can buy before it expires in the warehouses in order to get rid of it and spend the funds appropriately. One thing I'd like everybody to consider here is, and unfortunately, with the background that I've got, not all grandparents are like mine and warm, fuzzy, loving grandparents who nurtured us and cared for us and raised us with our parents. So one thing I'd like to see is, once this gets approved, is that the grandparents that are taking custody receive a psychological screening just to make sure they're appropriate to take care of the child. And I know that sounds awful to say, but there are not grandparents out there that all do the right thing. And I can tell you some stories from my district that would back that up. I don't want to go there now, but I appreciate the bill. I'd appreciate consideration on that. And thank you for bringing it forward.
Thank you for your comments, and we will certainly take them under consideration. Is there anyone else?
Just a brief question. Do we have an estimate of what the cost of this would look like, even through the opioid settlement? Just a projected cost.
We don't have a number right now. Everything fluctuates on how much is appropriated to the fund, so it's hard. It would be impossible to even come up with a number.
Okay, and we do know for a fact that, because again, we talked about the different pots from the opioid settlement and how they can be used, that these dollars are indeed available for this? Okay.
Yes,
Thank
that's
you.
correct.
Rep. Serrato?
Thank you. Sorry for being late. So I am a co-prime sponsor on this bill because I actually had grandparents coming into the office, not only when I worked with Rep. Hambage's office, but in my own district office, where they are struggling. They have children that they need to take care of, and they're unable to do so based on the limited funds that they have on Social Security, et cetera. We should make sure that our children are taken care of. We should make sure that our grandparents who are put in a position of being responsible for these children have the support that they need. This is not something anyone ever plans for. It's not something that they expect they're going to have to do in their golden years, but they step up because they care about these children, and we should be able to help support them in the process. So that's why I'm on this bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Carroll?
Thank you, Chairwoman. Really quick, I just want to offer some really brief remarks. As a rep who, I was raised by my maternal grandmother, and it was due to my mother's challenges with substance abuse. So I am indeed excited to know that us as a committee is having this conversation. I recognize that this bill is still in development, and, recognizing that this bill does assist with grandparents who are the primary guardian of a juvenile who parent is having challenges around substance abuse, around opioids in particular. I just want to thank the members for their leadership on this bill, and I look forward to seeing this to completion. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. And I would like to acknowledge that Rep. Serrato has joined us, Rep. Kozak, and Rep. Powell. Good morning, everyone. Is there any more discussion?
Thank you, Chairman. I just wanted to ask, how do we determine who the grandparents are? A lot of people, are these actual DNA legitimate grandparents, or are they just somebody who's filling in that role? How are we determining actual grandparents?
The definition let me just start by saying the AAAs are going to be the boots on the ground on this, so they're going to be the force that's going to go and determine if it is a grandparent and if they're eligible. So that will fall on the AAA through the Department of Aging.
Well, are we going to be considering monies for Uncle Tito or somebody like that? Who else is,
extended family is not part of the legislation.
It's actual grandparents,
Yes,
not
it's
just somebody who's stepping up. like a
No.
grandparent or whatever. They have to be legitimate,
Correct.
related grandparents. Okay, thank you.
Correct. Yeah. When we initially came up with this idea, there was thoughts about extending it because of different kinship care programs, but we decided, the chairs decided just to lock it in to just grandparents.
Well, I was just concerned because, some of the other representatives brought up that, not everybody's kind, and with human trafficking on the rise, I really think we need to be very legitimate about where these monies are going. Thank you.
Rep. Kozak?
So much. Just a quick question in regards to income limits. Are there income limits established for those individuals who would be eligible for this? Is it capped at any particular level, or is it just as is?
No, there's no income limits as is right now.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Are there any negative votes on the bill? Should I take a roll call? Okay. Steph, you want to take roll?
Chair Madden,
Yes?
Representatives Benham, Borowski, Carroll,
Yes.
Serrato, Gogenauer,
Designation yes?
Harris,
Designation yes?
Khan,
Yes.
Designation yes?
Kozarowski,
Designation yes?
Parker,
Designation yes?
Powell, Prokopiak, Rivera, Smith Waddell,
Designation yes?
Chair Menser,
Yes.
Representatives Brown, Gleim, Jones,
Designation yes.
Kozak, Labs,
Designation yes.
Marcel,
Designation yes.
Nelson,
Designation yes.
Pugh, Rosal, Schlegel,
Designation yes.
and Stare.
Thank you, Stephanie. The bill passes. Next, the chair calls up House Bill 1894, printer's number 2365. Chuck, could you please explain the bill?
House Bill 1894, offered by Representatives Madden and Menser, amends the existing language in Section 602 of the Human Services Code that pertains to the informational materials and correspondence used by the Department of Human Services to educate or notify an eligible individual about long-term care services and supports. The bill requires that the informational materials and correspondence provided by the independent enrollment broker to the older adult include the following information: a list of frequently asked questions developed with input from life providers to clarify specific program benefits, a comparison of the services provided by the Community Health Choices Program and the Life Program, contact information for the assigned life provider in the eligible individual's area of residence, and an attestation form to be signed by the eligible individual to indicate the individual's understanding of the services offered. The bill is supported or positioned neutral by groups such as Leading Age PA, the Rehabilitation and Community Providers Association, AERP Pennsylvania, and the Pennsylvania Healthcare Association. We did receive two late files from groups that have shared their concerns with the bills. Those were the Centers for the Advocacy for the Rights and Interests of the Elders and the Pennsylvania Health Law Project.
The question is, will the committee report the bill? Do I hear a motion? No, we don't. Are we doing motions anymore? I'm sorry. Okay, we're not doing motions anymore. Chair Menser, would you like to speak on the bill?
Yes, thank you, Chairwoman Madden. In Pennsylvania, like in most states, with the high cost of elder care, more and more of our seniors are requiring assistance when they exhaust their resources. So the state and the federal government step in when people exhaust their resources. And when you are eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, which is the case here, you have several choices to make for how you are going to be cared for. If you need extreme care, you go into a skilled care facility, which is extremely expensive, as we all know. You can go into a community health choices program, or you can go into a life program. Now, life programs have been around for a long time, and if anybody has not toured a life program, you really should. They're fabulous. They take excellent care of our older adults, again, when they are still able to stay in their home, but still need assistance. And the issue here is that when you're making that choice, many seniors aren't aware of the benefits of the life program. And actually, when you can't make that decision, or because of timing, that decision can't be made, you actually default into a community health choices program. This bill will not solve all of the problems with this, but it's a step in the right direction, because during that time when a senior is making that decision, they will have the ability to at least be assured that that life program has been presented. So again, this is not a complete fix or a complete way to solve this problem of educating people on the life program because of a lot of different issues, but it's a first step, and I would encourage a yes vote. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Chair Menser. And I would like to echo what you just said. I'm quite familiar with the LIFE program. I may have mentioned before, my husband is a musician. He plays the guitar and sings, and his day job is nursing homes and senior centers. And the LIFE program in Luzerne County is one of the places that he entertains. And folks come there and they get to see their doctors, and they can get on a treadmill, and they can get their toenails clipped, and they have a couple of meals, and they have socialization, and there are activities. And if not for this program, they would, like Chair Menser said, they would have to be in a skilled facility or somewhere. And this gives them, right? Aging our way is to keep people first and foremost in their homes, so that if someone can be in their home, except for, the Life Center and making sure that they're being checked on, right? That and Meals on Wheels are all the ways in which we check on our seniors and make sure they're thriving and living their best lives. And this program is one of those ways. And Chair Menser and I want to make sure that when seniors sit down and they look at what their options are, that they are being explained fully what the Life program is and everything that's available to them with the other programs. And we want them to actually sign an attestation form that says they have been fully informed about the LIFE program. It's not that difficult. We sign attestation forms all the time to prove that we've been told something or to confirm something. And I think this is a good way because Chair Menser and I are in complete agreement that the LIFE program is one of the best kept secrets that we offer for our seniors. Did you want to? Rep. Rivera?
I just wanted to echo that sentiment. I got a chance to visit the Life Center in Lancaster, and it is a really well-kept secret that should be way out there for people to understand that it exists. Having an extra set of eyes and an extra organization's set of eyes on our elders to help them as they progress in whatever issues they're developing is always a good thing. But I was very happy to visit that Life Center and learn all of the intricacies that I never knew about, even as I was navigating the Office of the Aging for my husband's grandmother and didn't know about it. So just having that education, just more information is always good in my opinion. So thank you for this bill.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion on the bill?
Thank
Rep.
you,
Stare?
Chairman. I also wanted to commend you for this bill. This is wonderful. I think cost savings and making sure people and elderly are in the appropriate level of care is going to be what's cost savings, and make sure that we use Medicare and Medicaid dollars effectively. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Yes, Rep. Powell?
Thank you, Chairwoman. I'm assuming that this is embedded in DHS policy, but the question is, will these materials be offered in multiple languages?
We can check on you. We know that they're being offered in Spanish, but we can check on other languages, of course. Okay. Seeing no further discussion, are there any negative votes on this bill? Seeing no negative votes, the bill passes out of committee unanimously. Thank you. Yep. Okay. Next, the committee calls up H.R. 330, printers number 2360, recognizing October 9th as Ageism Awareness Day in Pennsylvania. This is my second year offering this resolution, and I'm honored to offer it once again because we know that our aging population is our fastest growing population. I'm sure you've heard all over this building by the year 2030. 60-year-olds will outnumber 20-year-olds, and they are quickly becoming one of our most impoverished group of people. And ageism is honestly one of the last forms of I want to say, prejudice, for lack of a better word. We have to make sure that we don't discount our seniors. We have to make sure that we lift them up and value their experience and what they've brought to society and all of their years of working, and make sure we still put them in those spaces where if they want to contribute, they can. And we have to make sure that we do everything we can to make sure that our seniors age gracefully and with integrity. And I say that as an aging senior. So are there any other comments on the bill, on the resolution? Okay, seeing no further comments, are there any negative votes on the resolution? Seeing no negative votes, the resolution passes unanimously. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Meeting is adjourned.